Israel's Khan News reports Iran may have enough nuclear material for a bomb by the end of this year. And the Pentagon has briefed the White House and is aware of the imminent likelihood of Tehran becoming a nuclear-armed state. Iran, in recent months, has been increasing steadily the volume of enrichment, working with advanced centrifuges, also working to increase the purity percentage of uranium. Israel and the U.S. are aware of the rapidly developing state of the Iranian nuclear program. With me now is Iran lecturer at the IDC University near Tel Aviv, Mayor Javad Anfar. Mayor, if it doesn't happen this year, it's publicly predicted that it will happen sometime next year, that Iran gets enough material to make a nuclear weapon. Could that happen? I mean, is a military confrontation looming over this? And what happens if Iran becomes a nuclear-armed state in the region?
Well, Jeff, that really depends. I mean, it's one thing to have enough low-enriched uranium to make a nuclear weapon, but then Iran needs to go another step further to by enriching the uranium to higher levels, to 20%, and then from 20% to 90%, which is what you need for a nuclear weapon. We're still not there yet, and that would be a very drastic decision by the Iranians to make. On the one hand, the Iranians feel that, look, they need to have some leverage in their dealings with the United States. President Trump walked out of the Iran nuclear deal. He imposed very tough sanctions against the Iranian regime. Iran cannot impose sanctions against America because its economy is nowhere as near. And, so they need leverage. And this is, for now, they're holding on to these enriched uranium. They're enriching uranium in quantities that are close to enough for making a weapon. But again, to come back to my original point, it's not clear that they're going to go back to the enrichment level required to make a weapon. So we need to see, basically, what happens from now on. If Joe Biden is elected, what will be the plan with Iran, whether he returns to the Iran nuclear deal, whether they can reach an understanding, or if Trump is reelected, then what will that mean for Iran? Would that mean that Iran would actually enrich to further levels? It all depends on what happens on November 20th in the United States.
Mayor, the election is just a few weeks away. I want to ask about the chance of some kind of retribution attack for the assassination of General Qasem Soleimani. There are reports Iran is weighing what to do. The fear of doing something before the election. Bahrain reportedly has caught wind of a plot to assassinate diplomats. We should take that report, of course, with a grain of salt from the outlets it's coming from. But what do you make of the chatter that Iran is plotting a revenge attack in the weeks to come? Does Khomeini need to send a message now?
There's a famous Crow's law that says, do not believe what you want to believe until you know what you need to know. If whatever I want to believe or don't want to believe, it's almost irrelevant, because we need to know the facts, and we don't know the facts. So until then, we're dealing with two possibilities here. One, that according to a recent New York Times report, Iran is deterred from attacking the United States because it doesn't want to give President Trump an excuse to attack Iran in order to boost his popularity, and also because of the Qasem Soleimani episode, as a result of which Iran has become more deterred. The other is that, no, actually, the Iranians are looking for, it is very possible that the Iranians will retaliate in order to embarrass Mr. Trump, because, on the other side of the coin, some people say actually he's not looking for a war. So if the Iranians hit him, it's going to be difficult for him to retaliate, because he's trying to actually withdraw U.S. forces from Iraq. So these are the two scenarios. Which one is it? Is flipping a coin. I really don't know which one Khamenei is going to take.